Alrighty, welcome back to another great produced video by me. Actor, director, producer. Currently a nice brisk, like 2 degrees Celsius right now. As you can see, I'm dressed for the occasion again. I just gotta put this I've fixed my ABS sensor in my Maserati. I don't know if I already mentioned that. I think I just only mentioned I was fixing the tire on the RV, so yeah. Maserati hadn't had cruise control since I got it, and it's because of a faulty wheel sensor, and I just had to plug in the OBD plug and see what it told me. So if you didn't know, I shipped my sprint car over here. Intention to sell my 360, which I have. It's gone on to a happy buyer, which I could keep it obviously. It was a nice engine, but currently complete with a steel block 360 at these 410 shows out here. Just the tracks are a bit too good, and everyone's stuff's just so good nowadays out here. So anyway, doing a bit of a build series, let's just call it. Got some cool stuff here. I'm literally building a blown up 410 from scratch. It's a 285 All Pro. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but I have some very smart people who can help me with it. Wingos are in there pulling apart a 270 All Pro they have, so we'll have a look at that. I'm currently stripping my car today, so my KPC doesn't really work as an on-wing car here, 8841. Some people say I could get it to work, so I'd rather go back to something I know than figure something out. I like doing different stuff, but I don't think I'm at the point in my career to do that right now. I just need to figure it out first. So let's have a look. So what you're doing, take stuff apart and fix it. Try to, that's it. What happened to this thing again?
Broke crankshaft.
Broke crankshaft. That's not good, but anyway, it looks like it's still got the front half on it, so it can't be too bad.
We got very lucky. Football and race cars.
Football and race cars. I don't know what's going on in there, so I'm just going to focus on the race cars. So here's my whip. And got the front end half out. Holly's trying to help, aren't you? So this is for sale too. So obviously got to get that off. This all out, so swapping that back to getting the ball drive out of it and swapping it back. 41 dry shaft will be for sale. Titanium dry shaft. Cutting an inch off the torque tube, make it back to a 40. It's got gravel bars in it, everything. It's still really weird to see this car here. But anyway, a little bit of a time lapse of us taking this thing apart. For lunch today is a ham and cheese sandwich and some Vegemite toast. Let's go see if the boys want some. Do you want some Vegemite on toast? That's alright. that was more polite than I expected. Oh, be gentle. Oh. See, Holly liked it. I don't know what's wrong with it. So it'd really help if I charged the GoPro before I did a time lapse. Let's see what I got up to. Build season well underway. I don't understand football, so we're going to turn that off.
You've taken the clock down now to the point where it's not as...
So we've got a lot done here. All the bits I've got out of it, they're the bits that are going to be parted out or going with the car or sold. Oh, that tie throttle pedal's not getting sold. I'm going to keep that. This is sort of my keeping pile underneath the car at the moment. So yeah, this is pretty much... Oh, and I got to take that tie stud off. I want to keep my studs. Also going to steel brakes, so I'm getting rid of all the non-wings, majority steel brakes. This better feel, not as bitey, better progressive feel. Putting wheelwood on, going to put some wheelwood brakes on, a bit more of that bit down the track. Going to change to this irregular internal coupler. It's also leaking out the front here, so the rear end actually doesn't feel that bad. I can't feel a lot of backlash in it at all, so I might just keep, I might just keep running it. Just maybe tear it apart and just double check it all when it warms up a little bit more. Try to do that. Built a couple rear ends in my day, but not a whole lot. Built one in the dirt mod and built a couple, one for decam as well. It's about as much as my experience goes, and so far I don't think either of them have failed, so it can't be too hard. everything's loaded and preloaded, so it's not too bad. I worked at a RM place. I've changed axles definitely a few times before, but so the front end, non-wing sprint cars, they use 53-inch beams. So this will have to come apart because the sprint car uses a 50-inch beam. I'm probably just gonna sell the front axle with the tie rod. Sell this car as a kit car. Yeah, it's an 88/41, and I sort of want like an 87/40. I don't think I'm smart enough to, well, not smart enough, I just don't have the experience to figure out something that I don't know as such. So like I have a good notebook building up with 87/40 DRCs, so we're gonna look into those. The steering gear's over here, I've got it ready to wash. Steering gear in here just so it's sitting up. Steering gear's up there just sitting up, so the pump's still on it as well, so I'm not letting fluid drain out of it 100% yet. I'd like to do that tomorrow. So first thing when you strip a race car, even though this was raced 18 months ago now, I make sure everything's cleaned up. Boring, but I love it. So clean my box. Thank you to the Wingos let me use the rack. These are the travel shocks I used to start it, so if anyone wants to buy some pro shocks, here you go. I have a CSI, so I don't use them to race. But anyway, it didn't really fit thanks to Wingos letting me use their teardown cart. They got two of them, so we got the Maxim on that one over here. So we got the Maxim all on this one. And they've been lucky enough to give me this one just to use to get my stuff apart, so it's off the floor. Stuff on the floor for this, but that's pretty much going to go straight on that car when we get it done for the next summer. Anyway, next you just got to get the stuff anally clean. Like some of my stuff has a little bit of surface rust and stuff on it, but yeah, and possum shit. No, there's a little bit of shit on this there. Everything is pretty damn clean. Probably will give that a little tidy up. I probably will send this over to GME just to get it done, because I'm not really sure if I really like that. There's a little bit of slack in there, not sure where, but been down the steering box route before, and it's not fun to drive a worn out steering box. Screws with this a lot, let's just say that, and I don't need that straight up. Anyway, they're getting this 410 apart. Here's what your 410, it's upside down, but this is what a 410 looks like apart, so this is what was wrong with this one. They were very lucky, very lucky. This is all apart, all your parts here. There you go. There's 800, 900 horsepower there just sitting in a box. So awesome is this, everything you can put on a sprint car is now on this rack. I still got that to clean up, that's why it's on the floor, and that is for sale. A couple wheel spaces to do, rear end, pull the front end apart, get the 50-inch beam out. So that's cool. Do a great job putting everything on there. I think there's still a little bit. No, I think I got every tab. Anyway, that's a bit of what we got going on. Hopefully I have this car listed and sold as a kit car. I'm gonna put the body back on it and sell some bits and pieces with it. Who knows? I might even sell the front axle with it. Screw it. Always one. Screw it. Sell the cages, everything. Yeah, if you're in the Indianapolis area, 305s, steel block, whatever. You're in the market for a wing car where if you ever think, if you have trouble with it getting mid-off, I think you've done something wrong. Because this thing had so much grip mid-off, left rear was always there. It pretty much was a bullet with the wing on. I really liked it. It was actually hard to keep it free. It's a very tight car. So I was always free with it. Making me a little thing up there at the moment here with the, got an old panhard bar holding it on. That's all the bolts that was out of it that I'm keeping. It'll be all cleaned up. All my tie stops, which I've just looked at all of them. Every one of them are different. So who knows, maybe I might have a sale on tie stops too. Get everything the same. It's a work in progress. I've got to put all my valve lash tool in here, general maintenance stuff. That's what I want to do, just for the motor maintenance. It's pretty much, I guess, the start of the build series. I thought this would be cool because like I like building sprint cars nearly as much as I do driving them, especially building nice sprint cars. Driving for guys like I do with Wingo. They're pretty much the standard around here for like local racing at absolute. They pretty much, yeah, put national equipment on the track at local races. So pretty lucky to be where I am right now. So let's look at my 410 engine. It's been a home for a spider for a while. But yeah, it's a Rodeck block. She's not the newest thing, but she tried to chuck her leg out of bed. So by the looks at the parts, it had an oil issue. Oiling issue, the oil pump looked like it failed. That's what I could figure out, but these are 285-3 heads. They used to be on them somewhere, but I don't know where that is anymore, but you see it's been beefed up. Pretty decent. I got pretty much the bare bones of it all. I'm obviously going to get a new, it didn't come with a crank, so I got to get a crank. That's going to be the biggest lead item. Also need to buy rods to accompany the crank. Obviously all the bearings and all that for the bottom. New rollers in the lifters, I got lifters, so that's good. Didn't get push rods. I got the rocker stands but no rockers. I got an injection, so that's good. Nice angler. Only like 5 or 6 shows from fresh, so it hasn't done a lot of work. This whole motor hasn't done a lot of work. This is the motor Chase Randall used in Australia like 2 years ago. Then they proceeded to use some of it over here. It won a race, I think, but it blew up at Lakeside, I believe. What else have I got? Trying to think. Yeah, everything but I said pretty much. Gonna need some rods. Needs an oil pump obviously, because the oil pump's the thing that failed by the looks of it. I mean, I got the heads in the block. It's a big start. Now before we line bore, that's the next process. I have to torque the main caps just to make sure. You pretty much have to sort of skip across and make sure you're just doing them all up gradually, otherwise you can get one too quick or on an angle or something like that. You have to be 100% like sort of true on that. Interesting for sure. So there you go, torqued up to 70 across the main row here. 60 on the outside, and our torques were at 45. Ready to be line board. Gonna get that done this week. That's exciting. It runs low enough where I don't think it's going to be an issue. You can sort of, if I can get in there, you can sort of see that dark, you can sort of see the texture change where the piston runs. At least the sealing rings. I'm either gonna get told fix it or just send it. It's up, I gotta order a crank, so I'm probably gonna look at some part numbers. I was gonna go the recondition route, but I just think, like, I don't need this urgently on the track right now, so I am just gonna order a crank and just cop the wait time, because it's about 9 to 12 months for a crank. COVID, nothing's ever caught up. So hopefully with this, next time you see it, it's got all this machined out and line board. Get everything cleaned up. Get all the surfaces nice on the heads as well, so the heads I'm going to do that as well. Gonna line bore through here, make sure that's all good. Yeah, and then get my crank ordered, sit there waiting for it, build the rest of it and put a crankshaft in it pretty much. So I'm pretty much going to get the top end, I think mostly put together before I put the bottom end together. So I mean, it's not going to be an overnight thing, that's for sure. Keep you all posted on that because it's cool. Even with this motor, when they pull it completely apart, we can have a little bit more of a look too. So pretty much it for what I have for the build series, I guess. So we've done our motor stuff, ready for that next step, and yeah, parts are stripped and ready to. Well, the parts are stripped, and I got to clean a couple more. But anyway, we'll just leave it at that. And thanks for watching. Free to like and subscribe. Gets it all out there. Trying to get his build up in the winter, and yeah.